You want to know the most successful people are the people that never gave up. Failure is going to happen. You're going to mess up. You're going to lose money. You're going to lose that relationship. That one ain't going to work out. This friendship ain't. It's the trial and error of life to lead us into where we're meant to be. Yo, what's good, y'all? It's Timmy Lee Glean. I'm coming at y'all with another video. I know it's been a little while since I've consistently released content, but this is a new chapter in my life and just want to continue from that last video, just starting over. And before I move on, I do want to be more intentional with talking directly to you, because one thing I've realized over the years when I was speaking in these videos, I will be looking at myself in the monitor on my camera. And this is how I talk, you know, I feel comfortable looking at myself and seeing myself speak, but it's more important not to look at myself because I'm not talking to me, I'm talking to you. So that's one thing you're going to notice moving forward, that I'm going to look at you and not look at myself. I'm looking at you. I want to speak about not giving up. Okay, so I made a video prior about giving up and how I was moved to give up, how I was just having thoughts. You know, the enemy sometimes attack our minds, and sometimes we're just discouraged just by the way that life is happening and just things around us. So I was discouraged, and with that discouragement, I used that discouragement to fuel me to create a project called If You're Discouraged. So it'll be out soon enough. This is what it looks like right here. First single gonna be coming out soon. So what I shared in that video when I was moved to give up, you know, I pretty much said that I feel like giving up. I am not moved to give up. Does that make sense? We're all gonna go through certain seasons where there's highs, where there's lows, where there's divots, where there's plateaus, you know, but ultimately, are you still going? No matter what it looks like, are you still going? That's going to be the most important quality when you're doing anything in life, is to not give up. It could be literally whatever you're doing. You know, rather you run track, play basketball, rather you do art like drawing, but law school to become a lawyer, or, you know, becoming a nurse, or just a music artist or director, anything and everything that you do, you have to do it. It's like walking into a job that you hate and just doing it, and you just working, and then after that you leave with a paycheck that you're not satisfied with, to go home and pay bills and to be behind and this and that, and everything could look hopeless, and sometimes people just have to search for a second job and this and that, and just so many things that take up our time. And if you're trying to have a social life in the midst of that, that's even worse. So I know it's important for myself personally that when I'm in grind season, when I'm in grind mode, I gotta eradicate everything that's around me, or else it's gonna be hard for me to focus on what I need to. Once you're overwhelmed and drained and burnt out, it's over. At that point, it's over. When you allow those things to bring you down and to take you away, and then you start to make excuses like this and that. And a big problem, I'm a single parent. A big problem with parents, one of the biggest problems, is that these parents will blame their own children for not becoming what they wanted to be and not being where they see themselves. Sometimes Yah may use children or circumstances just in general to direct you away from something that might not be his plan for you. Who cares about a dream? Like, who cares about a goal? Who cares about anything when you look at the state of this world? Who cares about it? We got real life happening to people every day. You know, I look at my father. You know, he had dreams. Once he had children, he sacrificed that and gave it up and just lived a life that, you know, I feel like that was Yah's calling and purpose. And at that moment in time is to be our father. He's a father. Being a father and being a parent is more important than a lot of these things that a lot of people may try to say is important, and people chasing after God and people doing this and that and that and this. The number one thing, if you're a parent, that you're going to do is pour into, raise, and do the best that you can, to be the best that you can, to raise them up to be better than you. Our duty as parents is to be the example of somebody that is chasing after something, and is so much more of a witness and a testimony that you do it and succeed while you have the children, especially single parents. There's so many single parents right now that just give up. You know, I'm just gonna do this, that, then I'm gonna live my dreams through my children. And then you put unneeded pressure on the children to live out what you wanted to live out. vicariously through them. This is why a lot of those child stars, this is why a lot of people just be miserable, and they don't have the love, and they don't have the heart for the craft. They don't have the right mindset or the heart or anything towards it, because the person that's instilling in them these things is somebody that gave up, and they're trying to live this thing out through their children. It's one big reason why people give up. It really just, sometimes these things just look hopeless. It's just a mindset thing. Who are you around? What books are you reading? What environments do you put yourself in? What do you feed yourself every day? Not just food, but I mean just spiritually, like mentally. Like, what are you feeding yourself? And certain people that's in your life that speaks certain ways in your life. Not to say you need to just completely delete people out of your life, but ultimately it comes to a point where you have to separate yourself from people that think a certain way. I don't care if they're your brother or your sister. I don't care if it's your child, if you're older. If you're younger, you got to deal with your children, but you know what I mean. See, a solution for me in these matters when I feel like giving up, or if I move to give up, first and foremost, if you have a purpose on why you do something, that's a good constant reminder of, oh, this is what I do this for. You know, some people have the Most High and they want to live a life to give him glory. They want to be ambassadors of Christ, and everything that they put out is to represent the Most High, is to represent Yahusha HaMashiach, Jesus Christ. Once you can remember, once you can always come back to that place, it's like a spiritual, mental safe space to know that Yah is with you, and this is why you do it, and this is the one that gave you the gifts, gave you these abilities, giving you these talents, giving you the anointing, giving you everything that he's given you so that he can use you for his glory. These human beings right here are some of the most purpose-filled human beings, those that are being used by Yah, because it's deeper than us ourselves, but it's about how we can be used to bring forth the kingdom on earth as it is in heaven, how we can be used. I strongly desire to recognize the Most High in all the things that I have. Every goal, every aspiration, every dream, everything, that we have to put the Most High in the forefront of it all. We are to do all things as unto Yah. Our reward comes from when we have the right heart and intention in everything that we're doing. When you have the right heart, intention, and you have a certain fire, and you know this is your lane, and you feel like this is Yah's will for your life, and it feels like your purpose. Of course, a lot of people may be against the word feel, you know, but the Holy Spirit shows and reveals to us what we have inside of us and how the Most High can use those things in order to help others. Another thing are people, like your loved ones. Like, say for instance, it's like people that wants to represent their city. Think about the struggles in your city. You think about the struggles in your community. Now, what's going to fuel you to try to bring better for your community and for your surroundings? People have families, husbands, wives, children, or just, you know, whoever you're married to, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, community. It all works together hand in hand. When you have a thing, when you have something beyond you that pushes you and fuels you and moves you to keep on going, I believe that's where the success comes from. It ain't just me by myself. Nobody can do anything by themselves. There's a lot you can do by yourselves. There's a lot of building. There's a lot of reflection. There's a lot of inner work that you can do by yourself. But it gets to a certain point where sometimes we feel like we don't have people. Sometimes people give up because they doing all this stuff on their own and they burn out. They just don't have the energy for it anymore. It's too much. It's too time consuming. It's too this. It's too that. Especially if you got a job, especially if you got children, especially if you got this and that. And it boils down to how we're using our time. I really just want to bring forth self-help topics, things that can really get you going, being the best you that you can possibly be, not just for yourself, but for Yah's glory, especially if you believe and follow after him and to represent Christ on earth. When you can see the purpose in what you're doing, when you can see something deeper, I believe that you have the vision to be able to see these things clearly. It's just that some people don't act upon the vision as they should. And not just mention a couple factors that can play a hand in your discouragement, that can play a hand in you feeling like giving up. I got a word of encouragement for you. Don't give up. It don't matter how you feel. Don't give up. It don't matter if you don't feel like doing it. Don't give up. It don't matter if I'm tired today. It don't matter. Don't give up. Sometimes it's good to take a step back, take a break, focus on other aspects of your life so that when you come back to this thing, that you're the best at it because you've handled other aspects of your life. Don't give up. That's the number one thing for especially creatives and artists. We can just allow our lives to just go go off the rails and just go everywhere else and here and there and there and here. Okay, well, we got art, because sometimes we need chaos to create art. And many artists will purposely and intentionally walk in chaos just to have content to create. So I will hope that you can come out of that mindset. I hope that you can have a more positive outlook towards what you have in you. I hope that you can have a positive outlook on the journey ahead when it comes to whatever field that you're in or whatever you're doing. I hope that you look at the people in your life and start to examine them. And if there are good people in your life and you're not the good person, I hope that you examine yourself. Some of us, we're not as great as we think. Some of us are not as great as we think. Some of us are not as great as we think. Don't give up. I hope that you heard something in this video. Don't give up. You got to trust the Most High. You got to trust the Christ in you. You got to trust the fire that is in you to keep on going, to keep on moving, to keep on pushing, and to not give up. And not just to not give up. I mean, never give up. You want to know the most successful people are the people that never gave up. Failure is gonna happen. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna lose money. You're gonna lose that relationship. That one ain't gonna work out. This friendship ain't. It's the trial and error of life to lead us into where we're meant to be. Don't give up. No matter what it is, don't give up. Do your best. Don't give up. Be your best. Don't give up. And don't forget to never give up when you have a purpose behind it. When you have people that you do things for. When it's selflessness, don't give up. That's what's gonna fuel you for real. And I'm telling you as a man that I'm a single father of 3 children that I'm responsible for every day. And I guarantee you, if my children were not in this house like this, I don't know where I'll be. If I was still alienated from my children, not seeing them, working a job that I don't really like and this and that. I quit rapping. I quit music. Like, that's what I did a couple years ago before the Most High called me out of that. He said, no, Timmy, you're going to still do it for my glory. Don't give up. But I truly hope that this video blesses you. And if you really rock with this or any other content, like, subscribe, comment. I'm a human being. And I believe that these videos shall help you as well in your journey in life. I hope that this blesses you. I hope it all blesses you. And look out for what's ahead in Yahusha's mighty name. I love you. Don't give up.